So today is our language session with your fine ass on the Japanese crew. Woo woo.
Hey.
My first question is, what motivated you to learn Japanese?
Like basically everyone else's answer probably, of course, anime. Like
Anime, you know.
like how else do people start learning Japanese? I don't freaking know. Well, I was like probably 4 or 5, and my whoever at the time was taking care of me, I don't know, my life is crazy, but would rent from what was that place? Oh my god,
Best Buy?
Best Buy.
The electronics store?
Yeah, the video store.
Or Blockbuster? You talking about?
Blockbuster.
Oh, you talking about Blockbuster? Okay.
Blockbuster. They would rent Cardcaptor Sakura, and I watched the same tape like over and over and over and over again. And I was like 4 or 5. I didn't understand. Like, it was in English, obviously. It was English dub. But as I grew older, I like saw it again, and I always watched Sailor Moon and stuff. But like, you don't realize that that stuff comes from Japan when you're like 4 or 5.
Yeah,
like,
you just realize they have some fly ass outfits.
Yeah,
badass
cool.
chicks.
I want to be like them.
And you're like, where can I get that skirt? Okay. Next question is, did you get a teacher when you started learning Japanese, or did you self-study?
So like, I would like self-study while watching anime. I'd be like, oh my god, I know Ohayou gozaimasu. Like, I was like,
the exact pitch when you say it too.
I really thought I was lit in like 9th grade, and I would like go up to my friends and I'd be like, Ohayou gozaimasu, and they would be like, and I'd be like, like I thought I was like really much. And I didn't actually start studying like for real with a teacher until I was 19. So
oh wow, okay.
I went to a language school in Philly, and it was only like once a week. It was only on Saturdays, and it was like chill. It was like run by volunteers. It was really nice. Like, they did the best they could, but most of the stuff that I learned, and the reason that I'm here right now, is because of everything that I've done by myself, was self-studying.
Wow. So you only had a teacher for like once a week for how long was the class?
3 hours. Once a week for 3 hours, and I did that for like 3 years though.
Wow.
19 until like last year. So I did that for a while, and like it was cool, but we never really spoke Japanese in the classroom. It was always like English discussion, kind of. Not English discussion, but the teacher would speak English to explain.
Oh, got it. Okay.
It wasn't until I came here, where I'm going to a language school now, and the lesson is in all Japanese. Like, I'm learning Japanese in Japanese. So
yeah.
I like that. I actually like it better. At first it was exhausting, but now I'm like looking up definitions in Japanese, and it actually helps me retain it so much better.
Yeah, that's actually what happened to me like one long time ago.
With Japanese?
Yeah, I was in high school. I think in high school 2013. And my Japanese teacher was actually a drummer, but he's a professor at a private university, and he was a drummer back in Japan. So I was the first student to take a Japanese class. Of course, I'm black. And I was like, you know what? This is different. I want to go in and like swag on him, you know? So when he's teaching the class, it's all in Japanese. And there's only 7 people. And then I'm the only black girl. There was a weird kid, hella weird, and of course one chick wearing every single Pokemon shirt, and all he spoke was in Japanese. Like, you felt like you entered the classroom into like Japan, and you were like,
yeah,
I didn't buy a plane ticket to get here. I just walked across my locker room. So I remember one girl, she cried after the 3rd day. She cried and dropped out because she couldn't handle it. But it's so much easier though. Like, once you get used to it, you're like, oh, he wants me to read. Gotcha.
I can't.
It's so much.
I don't know. I can't imagine learning Japanese that way, because I didn't learn that way. But that's how I learned sign language, because when I took sign language in college, my professors were all deaf. So, like, and they would not really write on the board that often because they wanted you to, like,
Get used to their hands.
Yeah, they wanted you to get it just by context, I guess. So, and I learned fast as hell. Like, it works.
All right, we could tell everyone it's better when you don't speak in English at all. Period. So, the basic steps of learning Japanese.
I obviously start with learning hiragana and katakana.
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost, because I just don't believe in romanji. I don't think it helps.
Ooh, the ugly
I think
things.
it's just a crutch, and even then, you could read it wrong. Like, there are certain sounds that the language has that you might not be thinking of when you look at romanji. So definitely hiragana, katakana. It takes like probably 2 weeks to learn it if you really try. It's not that hard. Really, the only thing I can say is, like, just keep with it. Like, it is very discouraging at any point that you're at. Like, I'm studying for the N2, and I get discouraged like every day.
Yeah.
It's always going to be hard, but I think if you have a solid reason to keep going, then you should just always hold on to that and, like, just keep trucking along. Like,
you better work on your ra. You better work on your sa.
Sa. And if you need to cry it out, like, literally just cry it out and try again the next day.
You better write that cry out in hiragana. Okay, we all know what that is. So, verses that you would recommend someone to have.
I love this question because I've only seen one other person use this app on Instagram. They actually messaged me and said, "You're the only person I've seen use this app," and I didn't know anyone else used it. And I was like, yes, there's this freaking app called Midori.
Okay.
Midori. I'm gonna show you. I don't even know if it'll show up. I'm like,
we got them tiny ass. Oh, okay, I see it. Midori. M-I.
Okay. It's probably like, I bought it like 4 years ago now, and it was $10 at the time. But it is so worth it. Like, whoever made this put so much effort into it. So it's a kanji app, basically. It's a kanji app.
Oh, I might need that.
It has so many resources. Like, my phone's in Japanese right now, so it might be a little difficult. But there's it can arrange the kanji by JLPT, by usage in like the everyday use kanji kind of thing. It can list it out like that. If you don't know a reading to something, you can write it and it'll pop up. Like, so I do that a lot because there's like some, like the N2 N1 kanji right now, and I'm like, I don't know how to freaking read that, and there's like special readings. So I'll pull up just like a random kanji. I'll pull up because that's a cute kanji. Okay, so I just pulled up.
Oh, we see it. Rain. Okay, Ame.
Right. So you click on rain, right? Mm-hmm. And it has a bunch of words associated with rain.
With that kanji.
Like, ame, tsuyu, amimizu, like everything that you could think of. And then when you click on the compound, right? There's example sentences with each compound.
Okay.
Which is so helpful because some words mean the same exact thing, basically. Yeah. And it's not until you look at it in context where you're like, okay, that's when you use this one and this is when you use that one.
Yeah. So what worked for you and what didn't work for you when you were trying to learn Japanese?
I think what really kind of helped me put together like a system and like a path to evolving my Japanese was taking, I know this sounds weird because a lot of people are against standardized tests like the JLPT and stuff, but I think that really helped me understand, like, okay, I need to go from this to this. Like, if not, I would have no direction. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And specifically, there's this test called the Kanchi Kente, and it's a test aimed for Japanese children to measure their kanji writing abilities, right? And your writing comprehension, your reading comprehension, and it does a lot of like onyomi, kunyomi. It's difficult.
Oh.
And it goes up to, it has 10 levels, 10 being the easiest.
Okay.
I took 10 and 9. I studied for 8, but I never took it.
Okay.
Because I didn't go. And because my school offered it, even though it's a test for kids, my Japanese school in Philly offered it to anyone. So I took it just to see, and I think that really helped me appreciate kanji, I guess.
Yeah.
Like you really, like, kanji is hard, but it's also not. Like, it's just a lot of effort.
Educational application app. Does that make sense? Educational application app. No, that's too extra. Educational app is Midori, right? That's the one that you love to use.
Yeah, for kanji. Any other apps? I don't really use apps, to be honest. I use Quizlet now. I love handwritten flashcards. I just like carrying them around. I like having that physical feeling. I don't know. But again, there are way too many vocab words, way too many kanji for me to be carrying around a stack like this. For the N3, I did paper cards, and I was on the train. And I was like, going through them because I had this big ass stack of fucking cards on the train, and I dropped them everywhere.
You thought you was a Pokemon master, just bringing all these damn cards on the train. The dirty Philly train.
Dirty ass Philly train. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try and do flashcards on my phone. So ever since then, I've been using Quizlet, that's like up to you to put the cards in and make your own thing. So it's not really like a learning app. It's up to you to put it in and use it.
Yeah.
Other than that, I really don't use any apps, like just Midori and Quizlet.
Yeah.
I do everything by textbook.
Textbook. Yeah.
Baby right now.
So baby. Oh, the try. Do you like this book?
Baby. I love it because I struggle with grammar. Actually.
Oh, pause.
I struggled with grammar a lot in taking the N3. The grammar was my worst score. And it was because I only learned the definitions in English. Because now that if I don't understand a grammar point, I'll look it up in Japanese. And since obviously my VPN, my server is in Japan, so my first searches are always Japanese searches anyway.
Okay.
So I'll just look up like ni totomo ni or something, like a really weird like grammar point from the N2, and it'll come up. There's this one website called JLPT Sensei or something. It's like JLPT grammar points simplified in simple Japanese. Like, okay, this means like taksan or something.
Yeah. Like
very simple terms, and it's like, okay, I can remember that. I can because the nuances are so annoying in grammar because everything could mean the same thing, but there's like a specific nuance to this one that only works in this sentence.
Yes.
So that's why I got a lot wrong on the N3 because I had all the definitions the same and I didn't understand the difference.
You didn't understand the content, and most of them can be just expression. Too.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I know. But this book actually is very good at that too. It gives a Japanese definition and an English definition. So I do like to compare.
Okay.
Kind of just get both flavors in there.
Okay. Next question. Oh, I love this question. What are your thoughts about the StudyGram community? Oh, let me just.
Oh my god, I feel like
oof, don't hurt yourself.
I feel like a lot of people on there are really on there just to flex, like, for real.
Yeah. It's overwhelming.
It is, and just the overpowering presence of, like, I feel like I'm in high school when I, like, go on there sometimes because there's just like a click, and
yeah.
I just don't understand it. It's just very, I think it's very interesting from like a sociological standpoint.
Yeah.
Like, it's like an experiment or something, and
So
I like to watch it, but I don't like to participate. Another thing is kind of like, I think it's kind of funny. Like, people say basically the same things over and over again, like the most common sense things. Like, if you want to learn how to memorize grammar, then memorize it. And then like everyone loses their shit over it. It's like, what else are you supposed to do to learn it? That's kind of how I feel. Like, I get, like, maybe some people don't know where to start or something. Like, I do get it. Like, I also don't get it.
Yeah. I'm looking for answers. I'm here on the StudyGram for the answers. Give me the answers. Alright, next question. We are almost done. What do you want to do in the future? Or do you plan to learn learn another language?
I am working towards being an interpreter. So I'm currently busting my ass for that because it is a very difficult and competitive field to get into.
Oh, so, wow. Like,
it's just like that. There's not many jobs for it. Okay. I want to go into medical interpreting.
Ooh. Yeah, I got myself a doctor.
I really love to go into that, but honestly, if I can use Japanese in my everyday life and help people with it, because interpreting is, you're helping someone, especially medical interpreting. I just want to help people somehow. So I want to do that, and I actually, today, I asked my teacher, like, what can I do? I need to, like, find some volunteer work, something around here, because I want to get experience. Like, I don't care if it's a job, I don't care if it's volunteer. I had a volunteer position here for doing volunteer interpreting. Mm-hmm. And it got canceled because of Corona. So, so I was like panicking because like that like I want to get into a grad school for interpreting in California, and it's a very prestigious, like very competitive school. For interpreting. So I need a lot of experience, and I need to show them that like I am badass. So
yes, you want to flex on that piece of paper that said, "Listen, I'm about my time right in the hospital."
You want me in this school? You want me? So I asked my teacher today, like, I need you to like help me look for something. Mm-hmm. And turns out that my teacher is a volunteer medical interpreter here. Oh. Yeah. So she showed me this website that you apply for this like month or like month and a half long program of a class where they teach you how to interpret medical terms, how to be a medical interpreter, like, but it's a volunteer thing. So after the course is over and you learn a bunch of stuff, you get a certificate saying like you are eligible to volunteer as a medical interpreter, because you need a license to be an interpreter, to be a real interpreter. But if there's a time where they can't reach an actual interpreter, then they will call you or ask you to come in or something to help out. So I applied for that today, and I find out like next month if I get into the program. Yeah.
Well, so that's the end of this language session. You know, it's great talking to you. I mean, funny. But you know what? I will say this. Since I learned Japanese particles, like I memorized them to a point that I know which verb to use it for which. When I speak Korean, I don't understand English explanation, but I have to understand it in Japanese to even speak in Korean.
That's really cool. That's called like language stacking, I'm pretty sure.
It's called a Tourette's. I don't know. Like Like, yeah, because my Korean teacher's like, he's trying to explain it to me, and I'm not getting it. To a point, he's like, you know what? Let me just do it in Japanese.
You know what?
And I'm just like, facts. He's like, how do you say I eat meat? I'd be like, I say the same thing. He's like, it's the same thing. I was like, I'm gonna be
Does
up front.
Korean have like like waga?
Yeah,
like,
they
I
do
don't
have
know about
particles.
that.
But the thing is, with this one is that he'll be like, God is this Korean particle. De is this Korean particle. Use it this way. And since I know how to use it in
cool.
Japanese, I just use it the same way. And I'd be like, does this work? He's like, yeah, it works. I'm like, does this work? He's like, yeah. Does this work? He's like, yeah. Does this work? I have to like check before I get too excited.
Wait, so he speaks both?
Yeah, he speaks both. I know.
Oh,
I got me a
that's
real
cool.
one. I got me a real man. So I got me a real